to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, welcome to your mystery reading. The first thing that we're going to do is shuffle out one card from the Secrets of Tarot cards. Did I say it was a major arcana? You're going to shuffle out one major arcana to see what major part of your life is calling to be addressed. If you want to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And if you're interested, you can also find me on TikTok. The link to that will be in the description. And I also want to remind you that this is a general reading on YouTube, so use your judgment and be careful with what messages you take. Make sure they truly do resonate. I just saw the number 44, and the major arcana that we have is the Star. That's interesting because I got the Star recently while I was doing this spread style. But before that, I had never had the Star come through, so this is really, really interesting. And it's also interesting that the 17, seeing 111, comes down to an 8. And the other reading that I did today was the Strength card, and that is resembled, or, whatever. The number 8 is the number for the Strength card. That's so interesting. The Strength and the Star card. This really makes me think, and we did have the Tower in that Strength card reading, which this is afterward. It does feel like for somebody, the universe and your spirit guides want to talk about an aftermath moment after you have overcome some sort of upheaval in your life, after you've gained the wisdom that the universe wants you to gain from these challenges. Let me think for a second. The Star card, that was quite literally a second, but the Star card, I feel there could be someone here, doesn't have to be everybody, who feels hopeless or has a strong sense of hopelessness, sort of that kind of, they carry around with them like a dark cloud over their shoulder. And this Star card is exactly the kind of energy that you need, this hopeful energy. 2, 3, 4. Trust that everything happens for a reason, exactly as it's meant to. I feel someone who struggles deeply with anxiety, or at least to some level that is self-destructive. And I feel called to say something about how strength isn't necessarily being free of fear. Strength is, I feel like strength is courage. Strength is, moving forward without knowing the outcome. You're a lot stronger. I just think you really need to get more comfortable with reality, with, that there are going to be challenges and that death, we all die. I definitely relate with struggling with coping with those sorts of things a lot, and it made me an extremely anxious person, but that's because I looked at myself in such a small way. If we weren't meant to transform, to pass over, when we die, then it wouldn't happen. And, just like joy and everything good is temporary, so is pain and everything bad. Challenges are as temporary as victories are. There's definitely something here about the moment that could be significant. Maybe I really feel someone here that could benefit from trying to be more present and, being less in your head and more in your body and more connected with the physical world. How in your head you are, though, very analytical. It's just, it's not a bad thing, but it's like a double-edged sword. It can be a bad thing. I am going to go ahead and move on to the Magical Dogs Tarot to look deeper into this. I just saw 432. There really, really needs to be a strong sense of trust on your part with the universe. It's like the universe does want to communicate with you and repair its relationship with you, but you can't be so stubborn or so expectant of certain outcomes, let's say. For the first card from this deck, we have the Emperor. We always love to see the Emperor. This, some song could be significant. Oh, let me think for a second. I had some songs stuck in my head earlier, but I don't remember what it was. If it comes back, I'll let you know. But the Emperor, this is a very, very clear message, especially with the Star card. You're being called to find stability and to find security. I feel like the best way you could find that is by relying on yourself in some way, or there could be some sort of relationships in your life and you have to be able to discern which ones aren't for you and which ones are for you. Relationships definitely seem significant. You need to change your relationship with yourself so you can change the relationship with others. So you have people around you out of love and not fear, pretty much. Your foundation is very, very important right now, especially on a very deep mental and emotional level. Some foundational things that you really needed to learn when you were growing up. Maybe parenting wasn't that great in your childhood, and that's okay, but now is an opportunity to re-parent yourself and to give yourself what you deserve. And the universe doesn't want you to resent your parents because, the way they are, their own decisions, you can only blame on history. There's a lot of, unseen things that are becoming more seen these days. And that's because people are being more honest, more real with themselves, and you're definitely being called to join in on that. Next, we got the Two of Wands. Yeah, there is a decision here. Wow, that relationship thing that I was talking about, hold on, let me set this down. If you go this way, these are the people who love you unconditionally and will treat you the way you deserve to be treated. But if you go this way, you're being called to choose fear or love, and this will dictate the people that you surround yourself with. There's definitely a choice that needs to be made here, and I feel like this is a very deep choice, and it has a lot to do with committing to yourself, committing to making decisions out of self-love and not self-destruction, out of what you deserve instead of what you want, which is interesting because I just saw the word want. I just got, where do you want to be, where you deserve to be, or where you think you want to be? Your judgment, you really need to be focused on clearing that up right now, on seeing yourself for who you are and what you're truly capable of. Don't go the path that surround you with people who actively try to make you feel smaller and stupider or, whatever. You are what you attract. If you're going to be self-destructive, you're going to attract destructive people. If you're going to love yourself, you're going to attract loving people. Trust that there are people out there who understand you, who will see you. I'm living proof. I spent my whole life feeling like nobody understood me. I know exactly what you're going through, is what I'm trying to say. And no, I still struggle sometimes quite a bit with my anxiety. Nobody's perfect. And honestly, it's human to feel fear, to feel anxiety. I definitely feel something here about nature coming through and connecting more with that. The next card we have is the Six of Cups. This Six of Cups is so wholesome. There's a very loving energy here. Whichever path you take, the right path will show you a good time. A good time as in, being surrounded by people who truly do understand you and love you unconditionally. Whatever choice you're being called to make right now, it's very, very important, and it's going to be very definitive of your future. So take it seriously. Take all of your choices seriously. And, you know, when it comes to making choices for yourself, trust yourself, believe in yourself. It's okay to get, you know, outside point of views, you know. I'll go talk to them and see what they think. But don't, you know, I should do this because they think I should. It should be, I should do this because they made a good point and I agree. You know? I just saw 122. Remember that change starts with you. You really need to connect with your inner child more. Yeah, there's definitely like some residual trauma from childhood, I feel, that you are carrying that you really need to work through. You need to be getting, you know, imagine yourself more outwardly instead of inwardly. You can be both. We have the Nine of Cups. If you have any wishes or dreams, everybody, I feel like most people know that the Nine of Cups is the wish card. But, you know, if you have any wishes or dreams that you want to make happen for yourself, if you have a true passion that you already know about, wink, wink, that Ace of Wands, then, you know, go for it. Do what you can to get there, because you only have, well, being spiritual, technically, I don't know if it's necessarily true that you only have one life, but, you know, you have a chance now, and why wait until your next chance, if that makes sense. I also feel that this Nine of Cups is talking about your long-term emotional stability. That's really what you need to be focused on so you can have long-term material stability. I really feel that your independence is really, really important right now. Creating something stable and secure for yourself, because you deserve to feel stable and you deserve to feel secure. Technically, you could argue that, you know, you at least have like 50% influence over how safe you are. Just saw 12-12. Communication and boundaries. Be honest about how you feel, and don't be afraid to let go of things that you don't deserve, that are not serving you. I just saw 12-22. Meet the universe halfway through being yourself and trusting that everything happens for a reason, and that you are where you're meant to be for a reason. I'm seeing 3-2-1. Trust that everything happens for a reason, exactly as it's meant to, in the way that it's meant to. There's a much, much bigger picture at play, and just like every individual, you are part of that bigger picture. So you matter, no matter how big or small you think your purpose may be. Wow. The Tower. Unbelievable. In that strength reading, the Tower card was right here. Unbelievable. So the Emperor with the Tower card is a very, very clear message about like a phoenix rising from the ashes kind of thing. Something has to fall apart to be rebuilt again. And things are definitely a lot more hopeful than they may seem. You know, I get this feeling like, have you truly ran out of options, or do you have fears in your way from making other options available to you? I'm seeing 3-3-3. Just focus on overcoming your fears right now. Don't jump into anything you're not ready for. But it's possible to feel ready eventually. You know, be very, very patient with yourself. Finding the still, meditation could be very, very significant. You really need to build a stronger connection with yourself. Ooh, we have the Mage or the Magician. Wow, this definitely gives me a depends how you move forward kind of energy. Whatever path you take with this Two of Wands here. And I just realized the Ace of Wands was in this exact spot. An Ace of Wands, an opportunity. And here's the planning phase. You know, which direction am I going to take? Where am I going to go? What do I want to do? These definitely feel like important questions that you need to be asking yourself, or have been asking yourself. I just saw 4-3-2. Everything definitely happens for a reason. I feel something here about how you always create magic. And also, I just noticed in the Strength card, see this dog here has an infinity loop above his head. And in the Strength card, the woman does too. So infinity loop could definitely be significant for somebody. I'm gonna have to look that up myself. Let me see, can I get anything else from this? You are always manifesting your future. You're always manifesting. But the quality of your manifestations are very strongly dependent on how clearly you're seeing things, on how clearly you're seeing yourself and your opportunities. I really feel like some sort of lighting the way kind of energy. Like I just got a vision of like a dark city from top-down view. And there's this person like running through the streets like kind of fast, sort of like the Flash, but it's glowing, so there's a path being illuminated. That's very interesting vision to get. But I'm also thinking of this book that I read growing up about like some sort of underground city. I think it's called Ember or something like that. Maybe you could look that up. But this underground feeling, wow. You really need to see past the surface of yourself so you can see past the surface of others. You need to see things on a much, much deeper level. You are so, so smart. You just need to apply yourself to yourself, apply your wisdom to yourself. You know, if you know how to communicate with others and how to help others, you know how to communicate with yourself and help yourself. Next, we have the Knight of Cups, clarifying the Six of Cups. I love Cups energy, I'm not gonna lie. But, I definitely feel a follow your heart with, like, kind of message from this Knight of Cups. But, you know, try your best. You know, you really need to tap into your intuition right now. Where do you feel called to go? Where do you feel guided? And, you know, not because you're afraid, but because it's where you actually want to be. It really does feel like there's sort of this fork in the road, and you're being called to go one direction. Which path are you going to choose? Remember, your present decisions create your future. We create the future in the present. So, again, you need to learn how to quiet your mind so that way you can be more present and more connected with reality. The last card, wow, from this deck, we have the Hermit. And that's really, really interesting with the Star card because, I don't know, it reminds me of my own journey a lot. I feel like a lot of spiritual people go through this sort of underground healing journey or whatever, and if you see that, go in that direction. Definitely need to be in your hermit kind of energy. You need to be hibernating almost, going inward, retreating in some way, focusing on you. I really feel like this retreating kind of energy is, you know, focus on prioritizing giving to yourself before anyone else. You're not the bad guy for choosing yourself. Don't let people guilt trip you and manipulate you, whether they mean it or not, or know what they're doing. You gotta stand up for yourself and use your voice and trust yourself. And if at the end of the day your decisions, you know, you were wrong, what's the worst that could happen? Yeah, being open to being wrong is very, very, very important to your spiritual growth. Next, we have the Ace of Cups. Remember, the Ace of Wands was right here. On the other side, it says, new love, overflowing feelings, creativity, start of a feeling of emotional fulfillment, joy of giving and receiving. There's a lot of information on that card. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it. I just saw 1919, but I don't know if I mentioned it. These cards, it's just a deck big enough to shuffle I got from this box. From the cards that I made. But this feels more related to like a new love with yourself. Maybe there's a new passion here that you could really get connected with. Overflowing feelings. I feel like healing is really going to make you very, very expressive, and there's definitely something creative here that you could be being drawn to or should move toward. Maybe exploring your creativity could be significant. Your ancestors are definitely coming through when it comes to your creativity. 1 second. drop those cards. Start of a feeling of emotional fulfillment. I really feel like this is definitely about like moving towards healing and feeling more fulfilled by life and less, like dead on the inside. And then joy of giving and receiving. Maybe there's a need here to understand the sacredness of giving and receiving. There's something definitely like occultish about this. But the next card we have with the number 20, oh my god, I absolutely love to see this card in this reading. It says, you are worth the struggle, you are worth the fight. Number 20, if I didn't already mention it. I'm definitely picking up on someone who really, really struggles to believe in themselves and to trust themselves. And the only thing I want to tell you is to just be patient with yourself and keep trying to move forward and understand your thoughts and, be very patient with yourself and be very patient with the process that you're going through, the breaking down for things to be rebuilt back up that you're going through. You are worth the fight. What you want in life, your visions, your dreams, your wishes, it's worth the struggle just as much as you are, I really feel like spirituality could be a real help for you, or some sort of faith kind of thing. And the faith, it doesn't have to be religious. It can be, simply just, I believe in myself, no matter what happens, regardless of what I believe in. But, yeah. If you don't see your value right now, like your actual worth and what you actually deserve, you need to take a step back and, take a look in the mirror and reevaluate yourself. Because just because your strengths are different does not mean that they're useless. Or just because your weaknesses, weaknesses can be turned into strengths as well. I definitely get someone who feels like they're at a dead end, but it's not as dead end as it seems. There could also be something here about rock bottom that's very real. But I don't know. Maybe you're in your head about that too much. Am I really struggling as bad as other people treat me like I am? I don't know. Follow what you feel called to do. The next card, or the last card, we have the number 1 with focus on yourself. Yeah, that energy definitely already came through in this reading, and I love that this reading is going to be finishing on that. Don't be afraid to be selfish right now. Obviously within good reason, be fair, be honest. But set boundaries if you need to. Don't be afraid to do that. I just saw 3, 2, 1. Trust that no matter what you do, it was meant to happen. No matter what happened in the past, it was meant to happen. No matter what happens in the future, it's meant to happen. I just saw 3, 3, 3 as well. Focus on this pain, this heartbreak that you feel around being misunderstood and being mistreated because of it. Heal from that. Release the pain. See things for what they are. Stop taking other people's actions and words personally, and base your power on what you know and feel about yourself. The only person who can know their true power and potential is you. So don't not go after something that you really want in life just because other people are gonna tell you it's not gonna work out along the way. All that matters is that you believe in yourself and you trust yourself and your faith. You really, really need to focus on that right now, whether it's religious or not. You need to be focused on believing in yourself more. Alright, I hope that reading was helpful or relevant in some way. If you liked it, hit the like button to show me that. That's the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can donate through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any. I'd really love to connect with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.